Alrighty, so let me continue on here. I'm going to try to upload this as an extension of my "What Would Socialism Do About Climate Change?" The thing is, how do you convince people that climate change is one real, past the propaganda of big oil lobbyists and all that, and the people that they hire? Okay, beyond that though, you have all these various groups who talk about they want this or they want that, or all these different socialists, these anarchists, these vegans in particular. They're like, well, we just need to make everybody eat vegetables for the rest of their lives. They can never eat meat ever again. Like I say, they seem to hinge everything on, well, if they become vegan, then everything's set. That'll immensely reduce the amount of carbon dioxide going into the atmosphere, and all the, destroying the ozone layer, right? And that the whole idea of it. So all the cows that fart and everything else like that, then, well, how do you get rid of you? Do you just kill them? Is that the whole idea? You just shoot all the cows? You let them run free? Or I don't get how that works, to be honest with you. But okay. Same thing with the chickens and the pigs and all that. You're like, So, all right. So where do you go from there? Then you have the folks who are just like, well, they may be like Greenpeace or something like that. Or it's just like, well, if we put caps on, the environmental issues and all that business, or we collect all the plastics and all that business, then we could do it this way. Or maybe just the outright anthems. So we're just like, no more electricity. You read, grug. And it's just like, you have all these various folks. There's no real response to it other than destroy capitalism. It's like, yeah, I disagree with capitalism too, but it's like, okay, you gotta give me something else. You gotta give me something to say, okay, what are you gonna do? This is part of the problem of convincing people. This is something that I think that Finnish Bolshevik have alluded to, but they never really outright said, is that basically people are fucking selfish. The thing is that, and groups of people are fucking selfish. I remember seeing it in comment sections of videos too, where it's just like, oh, well, the German Democratic Republic, students would get their education and then they would go to lucrative jobs in the West. It's like, yeah, that's called opportunism. But you don't say things like that because you want to convince people to keep people on your fucking side. So you don't say shit like that. You only say that about your enemies that actually have some power or something like that, Or, during the Russian Revolution and even during war communism, where they had truck drivers who are like, well, you know what? We're not going to run these things because we know how valuable truck drivers are, so we want more money. And they had to pay them. And of course, I remember Finnish Bolshevik mauling about like, you're going to do something and hurt people's ideas. And it's like, in that typical Finnish way, in the monotone way that he talks anyway. But it's like, my dude, why are you fucking surprised? It's like, it's the same type of thing where he admits that, we had to put in bourgeoisie economists and everything else like that because they were the ones that knew how to run the economy. You have all these disparate type of groups who have their own ideas about environmentalism and what should be done about climate change. Like I say, the DPRK is planting a lot of trees. They are limiting growth. China is limiting the use of cars and trying to go towards more electric vehicles and such. The United States, meanwhile, is that they're trying to get the stuff off the ground, the Green New Deal and all that business, whatever. Like I say, a lot of left-wing folks just say that this is another form of fascism, they say, but they don't know. They don't know what the hell fascism is, much less what they know from, they don't know a wrench from their asshole, basically. So it's like, I don't know. It's just, you can't really, how do you convince ordinary people that this is what your idea is without giving them a fucking headache and them trying to figure out this is the whole problem, isn't it? Where you have to really understand the depths of where these people come from. And it's just like, people don't have that sort of intelligence. And they don't have that amount of patience. They don't have the patience to sit through your bullshit videos or read all your bullshit books that you've read over the years. It's like they don't have the effort for that. You know, it's like you're just gonna it's just like any other successful authoritarianism. You're gonna tell people this is what you do. You don't do anything outside of that. Shut the fuck up. That's it. That's what you're going to do. Instead of trying to, like I said, this is why anarchism is a failure. This is why when people want to talk about climate change, it's going to be done in an authoritarian manner. It's that fucking simple. All right. If we really want to, combat climate change and limit the effects of climate change, you're going to have authoritarianism. All right. I hate to break it to you, but it's the truth. All right. You're going to have to tell people, no, you can't go out there and use your gas-powered mower. You can't do that anymore. No. Your coal plant is shut down. No, you're going to, as much as I hate it, but there's a lot of idiots out there that do, use your wind power and all that. I would prefer nuclear. I would prefer that. Nuclear is much safer. Cope all day. Cope about my 3 Mile Island. Cope about Fukushima. Cope about, I can't even think of the Soviet one. Cope about it. Cope about it all. Chernobyl. Yeah, that's it. Cope about it all day and say, oh, nuclear is awful. It's worse than this. Wind power, by getting, minerals, getting these rare earth minerals from Africa is actually a good thing. It's based imperial, it's a more humanistic form of imperialism, bro, but that's okay. It's the same thing with creating solar panels. But whatever. The thing is that it's going to be done in an authoritarian manner. And the thing is that you can't, ultimately, I'm just going to tell you this. The answer is this. There is no convincing people. You simply you take government control and you say, no, if we're going to combat climate change, this is how we're going to do it. You're going to shut your fucking mouth. Any dissidents that come up, we're going to kill them. It's that simple. Okay, I think I've got that squared away. I'm going to try to put this one next to the second thought response. I'm not going to make you watch that video. Don't worry. But yeah, that's my response to it. I hope y'all enjoy that. See you later, and goodbye.